Can we just ignore my hair for today's video, because I've got no idea what it's doing. Hey guys, it's Steph and welcome back. So in today's video, we're actually going to be testing out Asda makeup, which if you guys aren't from the UK, Asda is basically one of the UK's largest supermarkets. It's kind of under the umbrella of Walmart, so it's quite similar. They sell everything from like toys, food obviously, makeup, health and beauty bits and pieces, kind of a little bit of everything. They have had their own makeup brand in the past. I think it was called Rubis or something, and I think Soph did actually do a full testing video on that a while ago, so I'll leave a link to that down below. But they've rebranded and they've come out with a bunch of new products. So this is their George range, which is kind of like Asda's own brand. If you buy their clothes, then chances are in the label it'll have the name George in it, so it's now their George range as opposed to Rubis or whatever the hell it was called. The packaging is pretty nice. It kind of reminds me of Primark packaging, for example. They've got like rose gold accents and stuff like that, and everything in the line is super cheap. I think it generally ranges from like £2 to £5 or something. I don't think anything that I bought was over £5. But they've got everything from brow pomades, they've got liquid lipsticks, they've got contour kits, they've got highlight kits, and just judging by how they look in the pan, they look pretty good. As soon as it launched, I got a ton of messages from you guys on Twitter, which if you aren't following me, you can always find all of my details up there. But I got so many messages from you guys asking if I could try it out, so let's get into it. So I have got a little bit of brow gel running through my brows, and I have already moisturized and primed my skin. They do some primers. I think they actually do 3, but when you guys see my makeup collection, which is coming very soon by the way, you'll see that I have plenty of primers. I don't need any more, so I thought I would skip out on that. So the first thing I'm going to be chucking on this old face of mine is their lightweight matte foundation. They had one which I think was like a light coverage, and then they have this one which seems a little bit more heavy duty. I've got mine. I don't know what shade I've got it in. Yeah, I have no idea, but if I find out what it is, then I'll leave a link to it down below. Oh, maybe it says on the box. Golden Honey. I got it in Golden Honey. So it's just a little squeezy tube, and I'm gonna pop some. Oh, it's very liquidy. Let me just show you guys that. I don't want to get it on my dress. You can see it's very liquidy for a matte foundation. All right, let's see what you can do. Ooh, that's a good color. It has a slight scent, but it's actually quite nice. It's nothing like overpowering or anything. Okay, I only actually put a little bit of this foundation on my brush, but it seems to be going a really long way. So it's blending out really nicely, and it's actually got some decent coverage to it as well. Like that spot, obviously you still can see it, but it's kind of gotten rid of the majority of the redness to it. You guys, it actually looks pretty good. Like there's maybe a few sections, just like the corner of my nose and on my chin, where I'm thinking maybe I should have put like a pore filling primer on or something, because it is kind of sitting in my pores ever so slightly, and it looks like it will crease a little bit around my mouth and under my eyes as well. It's matte, but it's not too powdery looking or anything like that. Like there's still a little bit of glow to my skin. I'm actually really impressed with that. That's better than some of the other foundations that I've tested out for like more expensive brands. That's really nice. I will continue to use that. So next we'll move on to concealer. This is their liquid concealer. It says brightening concealer with vitamin E, and I got mine in the shade light. I believe this was £3 maybe. Oh, it's quite fair. Maybe I should have gone for medium. It's got a little doe foot applicator. Oh no, that could be okay. It could be quite brightening. That noise makes me feel so gross. Let's see what you can do to this little guy. I actually quite like the fact that I've been getting a few spots recently, not for like every day, but for things like testing videos, it works out so well because I can actually see if the foundation covers things or not. I mean, yeah, it sucks when I do get spots and everything like that, but when it comes to testing videos, I can judge a foundation way better that way, because I can tell you guys whether or not it covers spots or whatever. Okay, they were not lying when they said this was a brightening concealer. I wouldn't say it's gotten rid of all of my dark circles, but it's definitely kind of brightened the area so it doesn't look as harsh. That's actually really nice as well. Like, I'd probably rather use this as like a brightening concealer. I'd still probably go under with like my Bye Bye Under Eye or something like that. But just for kind of like lifting the face a bit, that is really good. It doesn't look like it'll be the sort of concealer to crease too much. Obviously, time will tell, but yeah, so far I'm very impressed. So next up, I'm gonna go ahead and fill in my brows. So for this, I have the Tamer Brow Gel. This one here is in the shade Dark. So it looks a little something like this, just kind of like a standard spoolie. That's a nice color. As you can see, I've got like a bit of foundation running through my brows there, and this just kind of fills them in naturally, I guess. You probably wouldn't even need to fill in your brows with a pencil or anything, because I don't think it adds fiber, but it just seems to kind of thicken your brows a little bit. I would prefer if the one was a little bit smaller, because even though I have quite big, thick brows, it is a little bit messy trying to get this one through. So I think if you did have thinner or sparser brows, it would be a bit annoying. Like I am just making a little bit of mess at the front of my brows and kind of on the tail. So I'm gonna need to clean that up in a second. But as far as like the tint goes, that is really nice. You wouldn't need anything more than that. So the next product I have is their Tamer Brow Cream. So I think this is like a pomade or something. This was so annoying because there were like 15 on the stand or whatever, and they had all been tested. Even though there was a tester, nothing annoys me more. So I picked out the one that was like the least tested. This one only seems to have had like a little bit used, and the brush doesn't seem to be used either. I mean, it's only eyebrows, so it doesn't bother me too much, but I would have preferred to have had like, you know, a new one, but that's fine. This one here is also in the shade dark, and oh, I didn't even show you guys the packaging. So as you can see, it looks very similar to the Benefit one and also the new L'Oreal one. And inside you have the pomade, and then you can also stick the brush into this little handle, and it kind of lengthens the brush a little bit, makes it a bit easier to use. Now I'm not sure if this is a pomade or if it's just like a gel. Let's see. Ooh, it looks like a pomade. I'm just gonna start off by kind of filling in the front of my brow. Ooh, that is a good color as well. What is Asda doing here? Everything seems to be really bloody good. I think I'd prefer using my own brush just because this one is a little bit flimsy. Oh yeah, much better. So the brush is fine, like you can definitely use it. It's just a little bit like bendy, so you're not really going to get as a precise line as you might want. The product itself is really quite soft, so you just need to literally like tap your brush in, and that's all you need. I'm actually going to take some off on the back of my hand and just fill in the front a little bit more. Just going to quickly run through with a spoolie just to kind of blend it out a little bit. I mean, I know these brows might not be to everyone's taste because they are quite bold, but I bloody love it. Alright, so next to powder, we have their Satin Loose Mineral Powder, and it just kind of looks like a regular powder. Let's see how it blends out. Ooh, not too shabby. And this, I believe, was £3.50, somewhere around like £3 or something. They also had a pressed one, but I thought I would go with the loose one. I'm just gonna pop some of that into the lid like so. I'm just taking this domed brush from Zoeva. It is the Petite Face Definer, and I'm gonna set under my eyes. The concealer actually hasn't creased so far, which is impressive. Normally by this point my concealer would have creased under my eyes. Pack a bit more powder over like my smile lines and stuff, just where I do usually crease. Getting right up my nose. Seems quite smoothing under the eye so far. Let's go across my forehead, see if it can get rid of these little lines. I'm then gonna take this big old brush and just swirl that around in the lids. This is getting everywhere. And just dust that over the top. Okay, so far so good. And that looks all right. I'd say it's maybe taken away some of the concealer a little bit. My eyes kind of look a little bit darker now. Okay, so around my cheek area and stuff like that looks absolutely fine. On my forehead up here looks fine as well. Maybe looks a little bit cakey kind of around my nose, where I was complaining about the foundation sticking into my pores a little bit. It has kind of emphasized that a bit more. Under my eyes, yeah, pretty good. Maybe a little bit more matte than I'd like under my eyes. I can see that does look a little bit more dry than other powders do, but for £3, that is not bad. Like, that definitely mattifies your skin down. I think if you don't like a matte look, then maybe skip this powder, maybe go for the Lottie London one. That's like a couple of pounds more expensive, but really nice, and it's like mattifying, but not too like intensely matte. But if you have very oily skin or something, then this could work really well for you, or if you're using like more of a dewy foundation as opposed to a matte one underneath. But overall, like, I'm not mad about the powder at all. I'm not like, oh my god, this is like a new holy grail powder from the drugstore, but it's fine, it's nice enough. I'm then gonna go in with this 4 shade contouring powder palette, and inside you have a light contour, so this could have actually gone under my eyes, to be fair, although that does look very light for me. We've got a highlighter, which is kind of like a pinky tone. Let's see what this is like. Ooh, okay. Not my color, but fair enough. That is like, that is intense. We also have a dark contour. Nice, gonna use that in a second. And a bronzer. Is this metallic? Oh, that was very soft. That is quite shimmery, so I'm not sure if I will go ahead and use that. I might add like a little bit above the matte bronzer that I'm gonna use in a second, but on darker skin tones, that could be a really nice kind of subtle highlight, because it definitely has a little bit of glow to it. So first of all, what I'm gonna do is take this dark contouring powder, and I'm just gonna take that on the edge of my little angle brush and tap off the excess. And I'm just gonna kind of stamp that into my cheekbone to start off with. Wow, that is very cool toned. Okay, need a very light hand with this. This is definitely more grey than I'd probably go for. But if I just add a little bit, I feel like maybe if I added a bit of bronzer kind of over the top, it will make it look quite nice. So I'm gonna leave it like that for a second and just go over with my foundation brush. Oh, it's quite a good colour for under my chin, because that doesn't need to be like as warm. Oh, I quite like it for sort of sculpting out my jawline. Gives the illusion of like an actual shadow, whereas on the face it does just look a little bit grey. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Maybe it's just this cheek playing me or something. Let's just blend over the top of that and pretend it never happened, shall we? Don't think I'm gonna use that around my forehead, because I think it could look a little bit muddy. I don't mind this. Like this highlighter, I might use it in a second, but I mean the highlighter, I'm just like, oh my god. But then we've got these highlighters and I mean, don't even get me started. I'll keep playing with this. Like I will try out this over the next few days, and if it's any good, I will report back. Just ask me in the comment section and I'll get back to you. I like it on this side, not so much on this side, but like I said, that might just be my skin kind of playing me. Nice enough, definitely decent for £5, although I'd probably recommend getting like the Revolution contour kit or something like that. They do one that's like £2.50, £3, it's a trio. You get a blush, a highlight, and also like a contouring bronzing powder. That is really, really good, so I'd recommend that over this. But this seems alright, like it's decent enough. So then to hopefully save the day and warm up this face a little bit, I have the Matte Diva bronzer in the shade Caramel. I think they had 2 or 3 colours of this. Just looks like that. Fairly standard. I'm gonna take my usual brush from, oh my god, I'm just taking my F42 brush from Blank Canvas, and we'll see if that will help with the contour. To be honest, you could probably get away with just contouring with this. So far, this just kind of seems like a fairly standard matte bronzer. It's nothing amazing, but again, it's like £2 or something, so it's super, super cheap if you do want a really cheap bronzer. It's like not too orange, not too warm toned, it's just warming up the face a little bit. It does have a lot of kickback, so you'll want to make sure that you do tap off your brush or something, otherwise you can end up with like a lot of product on your face. Yeah, that's nice enough. Again, I'm not like blown away by it, it's quite a standard bronzer, but for £2, if you want a bronzer, this is good. Okay, let's move on to the best part. So then I have the 4-shade highlighting powder palette. Let's get rid of this sticky old thing, if I can. Bye. So we've got 4 shades here. We have Luster, Sunset, Goddess, and Glow. Sunset seems to be cool in my name. Let's give these a couple of little swatches. Please be good. So far, so good. Let me just pull up my sleeve so I don't get it everywhere. Are you ready? Please be good. Not too shabby. A little bit powdery, but come on. Alright, yeah, definitely excited for this shade here. That actually doesn't look as dark as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be way too dark for me, but I could probably get away with that when I am like super, super tanned or on my body or something. This one here, nice little rose gold shade. This one is super icy, would be good for the inner corner, brow bone, or if you are really, really pale. But yeah, that like champagne-y colour is calling my name. So I'm going to take my usual Zoeva brush and I'm going to run that into the shade Sunset. Let's see. Wait, I want to get a close view of this. Let's see. Okay. It is powdery, but if you kind of work it into the skin a little bit, it kind of meshes in with your foundation a little bit more, and yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. It's like at first, when I kind of just pop it on, it's like there's nothing there. It's not really doing anything, but if you work your brush in and just give it a little wiggle, you can see it adds like a super wet look. All right, Asda, fair enough. It's very rare that like supermarket brands, just from personal experience, can do very good highlighters. I find normally they just kind of look shimmery and a little bit crap. But this is actually pretty good. Like that is literally like such a wet look. It takes like a few applications to make it super, super intense, but when you're paying £5 for 4 highlighters, like, I don't mind doing that at all. Let's see what we can do with this guy. Oh, yes. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. I actually cannot get enough of this stuff. Okay, that is a winner for sure. So next we'll move on to eyes. So for this, we have what is called the Eyeshadow Eye Pigment Palette. And this one here is in the shade Nude. I think they had 2, maybe 3. I think they had a smoky one and this one, and yeah, I think they just had 2 to be honest. So we've got like a few mattes, we've got a few shimmers. I believe we've got 4 mattes. So these 2 on the outside here and then the 4 shimmers in the center. You know what, looking at the colors, like these 2 in particular, they look very, very good. They're like the right sort of tone. You've got like a little matte lid shade here. You've got a deep kind of black brown. Ooh, very pigmented. So what I'm doing is just taking that lid shade to start off with. I'm just blending that over the top. I'm then just gonna take this little fluffy brush. This one's from Vanity Planet. It has got quite a lot of kickback, as you might be able to see, but again, it's a fiver. You can't expect like crazy quality. And I'm gonna run that through my crease, which is kind of like my standard crease shade that I normally use, like a nice kind of neutral but still slightly warm tone brown. Seems to be blending out okay so far. I'm then going to take that same brush and take this deeper brown shade. Okay, this one's not as pigmented. Or maybe it's just quite a light colour. It's not as pigmented as the one we used before, but just go in a couple of times and it seems to blend out quite nicely. Just going to go back over with that first brush that I used to blend everything out. And then maybe I'll go ahead and take that darker brown, like the darkest one in the palette, and pack that on the outer corner. Took it a little bit lower than I wanted to, so I'm just going to clean that up quickly. Yeah, these seem okay. They're not like the best eyeshadows I've ever used, but they're blending out nicely, they're pigmented enough, and they're not blending out in a sense that, you know, when you blend out an eyeshadow and they just kind of merge together to create like one weird colour. You can sort of see it. You've got like the darker brown, the medium brown, and then the lighter brown in the crease. I'm then going to take, I think, this kind of rose goldy champagne shimmer shade maybe. Oh, that seems quite nice. And I'm going to pack that on my inner lid. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I don't really have anything bad to say about these. And then I think I'm actually going to take this deeper bronze shimmer and pop that on my lower lash line. Take this guy again, just with whatever is left on it, and just kind of buff out the edges. Yeah, that's nice. That's just like a standard kind of warm-toned brown smoky eye. So I'm then just going to go back in with that highlight shade and pop that on the inner corner. Oh yes, guys, I can definitely recommend the highlight palette. Might actually take a little bit of that really, really pale shade as well and just see what that'll do on top of my brow bone. Oh my god, that is so icy. Yeah, if you're a lot fairer than me, then this colour would be so good for you. I'm gonna add a little bit to the tops of my cheekbones. Oh my god, yeah, use a slightly denser brush. I'm using this one from Real Techniques as opposed to my Zoeva one. Wow. Oh my god. So next I have a liner. I don't really want to add liner to this because I'm actually really happy with how this looks, but I want to test this out for you guys. This is their Precision Eyeliner Felt Tip. Let me see. Ooh, that's actually quite black. The tip is a little bit bigger than I'd normally want, but it's got quite a fine point. Okay. That ain't half bad. It's not the blackest thing in the world when you apply it over eyeshadow. It does seem to get a little bit clogged if you're applying it over eyeshadow, but I'm just kind of getting rid of the excess on the back of my hand and it seems to be working out fine. Okay. The effect it gives is quite nice, but I'd probably say you can pick up other liners on the drugstore that are like better, that don't dry out as quickly, because I imagine this will dry out quite fast. But if you maybe don't wear eyeshadow or something, or you wear very minimal eyeshadow, then this will probably work. I do think it just gets a little bit clogged up with eyeshadow, so it's not bad. It's just not the best. So next we'll move on to mascara. This is the Vava Volume Volumizing Mascara. I think this one costs £3.50. I think a lot of the other ones cost maybe £4 or something, but still super, super cheap. It has the usual one that I like, so a plasticky one. Let's see what this can do. Oh, it's got like a good little bit of grip to it. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see, but it's making them very, very wispy. It's not giving them like as intense volume as I was maybe expecting it to. But I like what it's doing to my lashes. It's giving them more of like a fluttery effect. It's not as good as the Essence one I discovered the other day. I forget what it's called, but in my recent testing Essence makeup video, I like fell in love with the mascara and it was like the same sort of price. Okay, I'm adding a second coat and okay, now I'm falling in love with it. Add a second coat and it's just like not clumpy, but that is good. Like that actually looks kind of like false lashes to me. Seems like with a lot of these Asda products, you kind of have to put in like a little tiny bit more effort, like buffing in the highlighter and everything like that. But when you do, ooh, it is worth it. I actually cannot believe that this is Asda makeup out of all the brands. Okay, anyway, so next I'm gonna line my lips. This is the lip definer in the shade, I got no idea, not a clue. So Chic, and, oh, that looks a bit fair. Let me just swatch that again for you guys, that wasn't very good. I thought it was gonna be darker than that. But that's fine anyway, I'll quickly give it a go and just let you guys know how it applies or whatever. Let me see. It's weird because it feels creamy when you apply it, but to your lips it's just a bit like, no, I'm not keen. I don't hate it, but I've tried way better lip liners for like even cheaper. Again, like something from Essence, I think it's about the same price, if not cheaper. Go for them. This is just kind of a bit meh. But that is fine because I do actually have a liquid lipstick to go over everything with. This is the matte lip in the shade A-List. Does it smell? Ooh, it does. It smells like cake. Let's see. Okay, it's got kind of like a soft matte lip cream texture almost. Doesn't seem to be overly drying either, it seems quite comfortable. Alright, so I let it dry down for a minute and it's literally just like a NYX soft matte lip cream. Like slightly movable, it's not like completely, yeah, kiss proof or anything like that, but yeah, really comfortable, really pigmented, feels nice on the lips, but super matte as well. I am actually so damn impressed right now. Alright you guys, so this is the finished look, and I honestly cannot believe that this is Asda makeup, because this is one of the best testing makeup videos I've done to date, purely for the fact that I literally did not dislike anything. There are a few things that I maybe wouldn't recommend, like the powder I'd probably say you could get better for like the same sort of money. The contour powder is a little bit ashy, a little bit too sort of grey tone, so maybe skip out on that, but if you are darker skin, that could work really well. The lip liner was a bit meh, but I may try out a few darker colours because maybe this one just was a little bit too fair for me, but other than that, everything was so good. Like even the foundation, and usually when I do these videos and I'm testing out like pretty affordable foundations, they don't work out that well, but this is honestly such a good foundation. There's like the tiniest little bit of creasing around my mouth, and maybe it's gone into the corners of my nose a little bit, but that might also be the concealer. But other than that, this is a good foundation. I think if you have like normal to oily skin, maybe combination, you will really like this if you like a full coverage or whatever. I adore the liquid lipstick, very similar to the NYX ones, which are some of my favorite. I love this highlighter palette. I mean, I still cannot get over that this is an Asda highlight. It's honestly better than some of my more high-end highlights. Like, it's just so insane. Love this little brow pomade as well. I think this is like £3 or something, so probably one of the cheapest pomades I've come across. It's really good. And yeah, overall, I'm just really impressed with everything. As a whole, I can definitely recommend the brand, and like so incredibly cheap as well. So if you guys were on a budget, or if you just want to try out some new products, then go to Asda because they've got some good shit. Okay guys, so I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of this makeup look, and if you're going to be picking up any Asda makeup, because I would highly recommend it. If you did enjoy this video, then as always, please do give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more of me, because I upload all the damn time. But apart from that, that's it from me. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.